You know, before he was elected governor, he just left, I guess, as the U.S. attorney in New Jersey. I had Chris Christie on the program. I think I've had him on twice total. And I'm glad he beat Corzine. And I happen to think he's a very good governor of New Jersey. I also happen to think he has a lot of explaining to do. Oh, I know, it's going to stun you. It stunned my father when I talked about this. He's had incredibly good conservative press. So as I say, a very good New Jersey governor, hammering away on taxes, hammering away on the teachers' union. Nobody has better YouTube moments than Christie, taking on reporters. But then I heard this on Meet the Depressed. Do we have our Meet the Depressed music, Mr. Producer? Let's dig that up. I heard this on Meet the Depressed. And I thought to myself, you know, I would like to talk to the governor and find out what he means by all this, what he thinks by all this. All right, let's play Cut 3, David Gregory and New Jersey Governor Christie. Go.
The Tea Party's influence on the Republican Party. Net positive, net negative. What do you say?
Net positive. Listen, the core that drives the Tea Party, in my view, are those four principles I talked about before. Less spending, smaller government, and less intrusive government, lower regulation, and lower taxes. And when Republicans are at their best, those are our core principles. And so I think that at bottom, it's a positive influence. And listen, you're going to have variance around the country. I endorsed Mike Castle in the primary.
Right. In Delaware.
Yes, because I felt he was the best person.
Is that a wake-up? Do you agree with Lindsey Graham from South Carolina or Jim DeMint from South Carolina that Delaware is a wake-up call for Republicans?
I think Delaware was a missed opportunity to have a really good United States Senator in Mike Castle, and that's why I endorsed him in the primary.
Well, David Gregory is not capable of asking follow-up questions. All right, we can tune that out now, and I wanted to ask some follow-up questions because you say, Mr. Governor, since you were unavailable today, we asked, and unavailable tomorrow, we asked, and we'll ask about Wednesday or Thursday. I want to have a very honest discussion with you, because I don't think we agree. You say the four principles: less spending, smaller government, less intrusive government, lower regulations, and lower taxes. First of all, that's 5 principles. But that said, that's really one principle. And I'm all for it. But then you say you endorsed Mike Castle in the primary because I felt he was the best person. Mike Castle was a big spending liberal Republican. He favors big government, not less intrusive, smaller government. I just talked about the Disclose Act that he co-sponsored, which limits free speech rights and is a backdoor attempt to favor liberal Democrats over conservative Republicans. In other words, treating free speech like it is a piece of pork spending. There's other things I want to ask Governor Christie about. Not fight with him, not insult him in any way. As I said, he's been on here before. I want to know his position on immigration. I want to know his position on Obamacare. 20 states have sued the federal government to block it under the ridiculous individual mandate Commerce Clause argument our government is making. This is the biggest grab by the federal government, incredibly intrusive, extremely expensive. It violates every one of your 4 or 5 principles, Mr. Governor, and yet you're not involved in that lawsuit. You say it's expensive. I will offer you on the air right now, Landmark Legal Foundation will represent the state of New Jersey for free to join that litigation because it's not that expensive. And so I have these questions. And if we are a big tent Republican Party, which is not your phrase, but a phrase that so many people use, why didn't you campaign for Christine O'Donnell after she beat Castle? Lamar Alexander did. Pete DuPont endorsed her. Many people did. How did you choose the people you campaigned for? Whitman and so forth. I don't know that you campaigned for any of the Tea Party candidates for the Senate. Maybe you did. I don't know. I'd like to ask you. I just don't know. When people move from the governorship or they move from the state house and they want to serve in a national position, and I'm not saying he does, he keeps saying he doesn't, then we have a right to know these things. You know, we have a right to know these things, and I'd like to know about them. And as time goes on, we'll have Governor Pawlenty on. He's asked to talk to me. It's too soon to bring on a conga line of candidates, or I'll be here for 30 of them. But since Christie was out there and said what he said, I was just fascinated by it because his comments don't jive for me. And so now we have Mark Kirk, very similar to Mike Castle. I'd be curious to know what he thinks of Mark Kirk.